welcome to Lesson 112. We are about to begin 4 lessons on the topic of mail merge. This is the first. As we did on the resume, we're going to make this video on the exercise in the Word manual beginning on page 188. If I don't get to finish the videos for the assignments in Lesson 112 through 115, completing this exercise with the video should prepare you very well for those assignments. First, take a look at 112D. This information about form letters describes the need and the usefulness for the mail merge program in Word. This will be very useful in many office environments that you may work in, and being comfortable with how this works can make you a very good employee. Now go to the Word Manual exercise 112E. Note on the left there are some corrections that you need to make in the instructions. They're described right here. I have accounted for these in the video, so if you follow along with me, we can make these corrections as we go. Now you will need to look over the material. This is quite a lengthy lesson. As it indicates on page 188 in your Word manual, there are 4 basic steps of a mail merge. If you understand these 4 steps, I think you're going to be much more confident as you approach each part of this assignment and then eventually working in any office. Let's go through these. First, you need to think about the main document. That is the form letter, the envelopes or labels that include the standard content. Then you're going to create a data source file. This can be a recipient list with the names and addresses of those receiving the letter, or the information for envelopes or labels. It's basically a database. Data. Think data source file. This has unique information that varies in each merged document. Then you're going to insert placeholder fields. These are codes that will be replaced with actual text in the main document. It's going to link the unique content from the data source file to the standard text in the main document. Now look at all of these terms and how they're related in each of these 3 steps. The codes that you will see are going to be easily recognizable as name, address, phone number, all different kinds of things that are familiar to you. Then step 4, you're going to merge the 2 files to create a number of finished documents that combine the main document with the variable text, the inside address and greeting, for example. So you're going to look through your Word manual and you're going to deal with each of these 4 steps. First, the main document. Now this is information that you need to read and understand, but we're going to apply it in practice after you finish reading about the main document, the data source file, the placeholders, how those are inserted, and then the actual merge of letters. This video is going to deal with letters. Then we will have a separate video for envelopes and labels. It's the next lesson in the Word manual. So if you turn to page 194 in your Word manual, we will begin our practice lesson. You can click Start Work. What opens in Practice 112 Main Letter, notice the word main to indicate that this is our main document. You should close any other Word files that might be open outside of GDP before beginning, and you will now create a new data source file and insert placeholder fields and finish creating the main document that you see here. So be sure that you turn on Show Hide like this and create a new data source file. Notice the hint, and this is where we made one correction because they had more or less left out one step here. From the Mailings tab, go to the Start Mail Merge group, click Select Recipients, type New List. Notice the other options there, but we're going to type a new list. And when we are finished, we will click OK. The information that we are to type is here on page 194, so you can go along with me as I complete this. I type Doctor under Title, press Tab, Michael, Tab, Juan, 1501 East Capitol Avenue, Notice how I was pressing tab and I inadvertently typed this under company name. I went to delete that and tab over to address line 1, tab again. I don't need an address line 2. I need to tab on over to city. State is North Dakota, ND. Zip code 58501. Now here I'm going to click New Entry. They also didn't put that step in the Word Manual instructions. This one should be MS for Ms. Mary Ann Holdwell, 31 Anthony Avenue, tab, Augusta, Maine, ME, and zip 04330. Okay, they're being easy on us. We only have 2 names and addresses here, so we're going to click OK. From the Save Address List dialog box that popped up, we're going to save the data source file as Practice 112 Data Letter, and the extension MDB will be added to the file name automatically. Now, I have already completed this once, and that is why it is filling it in here, and it's more than likely going to ask me if I want to replace the one that is already there. This is not going to happen if you do yours for the first time. Yes, in my case, I'll just say to replace it. Okay, now in the main document, we're going to click in the blank line where you would normally type the inside address, the 4th blank line under the date. So notice here we leave 3 blank lines, and then we're going to click right here in front of that 4th paragraph mark after the date. We're going to insert an address block field placeholder. And to do this, you go to the Mailings tab where we already are. To the right and Insert Fields group, we're going to click Address Block. Now notice here we can edit any choices, then click OK. Now if the address block is dimmed, you are to refer to the Letters Data Source File section, Step 8 on page 190 in the Word Manual. I don't think this is likely to happen if you follow the steps, so let's go on here. Notice this is what the placeholder field looks like when it is inserted in your main document. Okay, now go on to click where you would normally type the salutation. We have a blank line after the address, and we have a blank line after the salutation, so that means right here where you see my insertion point blinking. Here we're going to insert a greeting line field placeholder. From the Mailings tab, right and Insert Fields, click the Greeting Line button, and under Greeting Line Format, select the desired punctuation. In our assignments, it's always going to be a colon in a business letter here, and click OK. Now you will begin the merge process and preview your merge results. To preview your results, you should have turned to page 195 in your Word Manual, Step 7. Come up here to View Merge Data. The address block and greeting line areas of the first letter should look just like this, and as you see them in the Word Manual there, you can click this arrow to see Record 2 or the next record, and now you will click in the Finish group, Finish and Merge, and see the down arrow? We're going to choose Edit Individual Documents. Notice the other options, but this is the one we're using right now. From this dialog box, the Merge to New Document, click All and OK. And a new document opens with a generic file name such as Letters 1. Notice at the top. Notice it also has 2 pages. Now notice that we also could have filled in the date here and substituted our reference initials. That's what we would do in our assignment. You can save the merged letters file as Practice 112 Letter, and then you should save changes to your main document as Practice 112 Main Letter. So I'm going to go through that step because these methods of saving our documents are going to be important as we go through the assignments to come. So note here, we have 2 documents. We have our merged document and we have our main document still over here. The preview results are on. We can turn that off and you see your main document with the placeholder fields in place. So I'm going to go back here and save our merged document first. Remember, our quick step to do that is F12. Pulls up the Save As screen. I'm going to my place where I save my GDP documents. Notice this name that's filled in here. I need to change that to practice-112-letter. This is the merged document. I'm going to click Save. Now, I have done this before, so I've got this pop-up window that you're not likely to have. Okay, I can close that and save my main document. Notice it is read-only, so I still need to save it as, even though it's got the right name on it up there. Save as Practice 112 main letter and save. Okay, if you remember 4 main steps to merging a document, you are well prepared to tackle the assignment Correspondence 112-95 in Lesson 112.